This is how the artillerymen of Ukraine's 60th Separate Mechanized Brigade operate on the front lines. They are currently holding the defense in the Donetsk region. The brigade operates various artillery systems. The one used by the servicemen with the call sign Bielsk is a Gvozdika self-propelled howitzer with a firing range of over 15 kilometers. The crew commander gives a tour of the machine's interior.
I'm sitting in the commander's seat. In front of me is the gunner and the loader stands over there. I receive the coordinates and pass them to the gunner. The gunner locks on target and confirms readiness. Then I give the command to the loader to load the correct shell. Once the loader is ready, I command the gunner, fire. Fire.
Bielsk has been on the front lines since the first days of Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine. Before the war, he worked in construction. In 2022, he joined the Territorial Defense Forces before transferring to the artillery. He says their main task is supporting infantry operations.
We barely sleep in combat conditions because there's work to do day and night. We operate around the clock. Of course, there are moments to rest, but there's a lot of work to be done.
The 60th Separate Mechanized Brigade took part in liberating the Kherson region and defending Bakhmut. Now, they are holding back enemy forces in the Lyman direction of the Donetsk region.
I don't think drones can fully replace us. They help, yes, but they can't replace us entirely. There's too much electronic warfare interference which blocks drones. Without machines like ours, we wouldn't be able to operate. In many cases, drones can't reach a target because of electronic countermeasures, so we have to finish the job.
The battery commander of the 60th Separate Mechanized Brigade, with the call sign Burii, is convinced that in modern warfare, it is crucial to combine different combat methods to counter the enemy.
Drone attacks, drone swarms and combined assaults using both drones and artillery pose a huge threat. When these tactics are combined, they become a deadly mix.
Besides supporting Ukrainian infantry, the brigade's artillerymen are tasked with destroying Russian military equipment. The servicemen are confident in their strength and capabilities to withstand the pressure of the Russian army.
We've put everything, our strength, our lives into defending our homeland, and we will fight to the end. My guys and I, we will fight to the maximum for our freedom, our homes, our families.
Reported by Oleksiy Baranovsky, Alexander Khan from Donetsk region, UATV News.
Where are you? In Hollywood.
In the fields of the Kherson front, Ukrainian artillery crew deploy a multiple rocket launcher system Grad. The 40th Separate Coastal Defense Brigade is preparing to strike Russian forces in the temporarily occupied part of Kherson region.
This machine is a year older than me.
The BM-21 Grad is a Soviet-era development, but it remains highly effective according to Ukrainian soldiers. A single salvo of 40 rounds can precisely hit Russian positions up to 40 kilometers away. Because of this, the Grad is a high-priority target for Russian forces. The crew must operate as quickly as possible to avoid detection by enemy reconnaissance.
Everything has to be done quickly now, before entire batteries would set up in fixed positions. Now, with drones in play, that doesn't work anymore. You have to act fast, drive in, fire and get out. Less than a minute, we arrive at the firing position, set up the bustle, adjust the level and magnet, apply terrain corrections and align the launcher according to directional angles. Once the sight is zeroed in, we can target the machine precisely.
Before Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine, the serviceman with the call sign Tsigan worked in construction. He volunteered for the front over a year ago. He is familiar with military service, having completed his mandatory duty back in 2008.
If I compare my past service to now, it's a completely different world. Back then, it was like serving in the Soviet army, no technology, nothing. Now we have advanced systems, drones, computers. It makes everything much more interesting.
The Grad crew never sees their targets directly. They fire based on coordinates provided by reconnaissance teams. The results of their strikes are reported immediately.
All our strikes are recorded by reconnaissance drones, which adjust our fire accordingly. We can see everything. The best outcome? A high number of enemy personnel eliminated, plus several destroyed vehicles.
The 40th Separate Coastal Defense Brigade has previously defended the Sumy region and Donbass. Now they are holding the line against Russian forces in southern Ukraine.
There's no easy front line. Every direction is incredibly difficult, incredibly dangerous. The enemy is trying to kill us everywhere, but in terms of intensity, the Kherson front is a bit easier. One day in Donbass feels like an entire month elsewhere. The experience you gain there is unmatched. Airstrikes, guided bombs, artillery, Shahed drones, it never stops there.
Pavlo is from Chernivtsi. At home, his wife and young daughter are waiting for him. He has been on the front lines for a year and a half and believes he will return home after Ukraine's victory.
My personal motivation is my family's safety, my wife, my daughter, my parents, and all my loved ones. No one else can do this for me. And secondly, no one has the right to invade our country with weapons. Those who come to us with a sword will die by the sword. That's my motivation. We have only one goal: victory.
Reported by Katerina Bastun, Daria Litovchenko from Kherson region, UATV News.